Right. Hi everyone. Sailor Moon, Serena here, doing a live stream. I haven't done a live stream since the 31st of the last month. So it's been some time since I've done a live stream. Now, I know that I know my live streams might not be, glee or to some folks, but I like my live streams. But then I get in my mood, I'm going to do them. So today's live stream, I'm going to talk about something that I guess some Sailor Moon followers probably know, probably don't know. Well, this would have to go back to at least between 95 YL when my show finally got to North Vinland, at least when it got to the 4-1 Reichs in a settled land. I was on UPN and WB, and they only ran my show for a year. And well, not even a full year, maybe for like a month. And both shows ended it. Both Folkworks ended it. UPN and WB dropped my show by the end of 9 between 95 YL. Now, a lot of folks are going to say, oh, well, I guess your show wasn't beloved. Well, let's just say that UPN and WB leaders back in the day, or the leadership, thought that my show should go on at 5:30 or 6:30 in the morning when most kids are still asleep. Or if they are, they're waking up. Whatever the grounds were, they just thought that that would be the time for my show. And it didn't work. And the watch time never came in, and they wondered why. Well, what did they guilt it on? I don't know. Not enough folks watching the show. Well, that was your mistake for putting it on at 5:30 in the morning, or 6:30 in the morning, and then thought you were going to get all this wonderful watch time, when those are known as dead time slots, meaning time where Folkworks don't have anything on, and if you do have something on, it's not going to get good watch time and good looking. So the showings time never really did show up that much on my show. So that's when UPN and WB chose to be done with my show. Well, it's also around the same time Fox chose to be done with my show too. I know a lot. Oh, I got someone's here. Hey, wasn't it the same time as Pokemon? I guess. I can't tell you. All I know is that I was on back when I was on UPN and WB and Fox. I don't know if I was at the same time that show was on or not. You know, all I know is they only ran it for a year, the first two followings. Then the watch time and looking wasn't there. Instead of giving it a good time slot, no, they kept it at a bad one. And after a year, UPN and WB and Fox chose to be done with my show. Well, go at least 2 years later, my show finally comes back on the USA, on USA. Well, only, and USA runs the first two followings. Well, guess what happens? A new business by USA falls underneath new ownership, and the new leadership feels that live drawing shows no longer fit USA. So boom, I was gone, and that only ran from between 97 YL. But when USA had me on, they had me on at 7:30 Monday through Thursday. Friday, I don't know why. Well, then I was on Cartoon, that folk work, and I was on Cartoon or live drawing from between 98 YL till 2003 YL when the deal finally came to an end. So I had got bumped by three Folkworks, or really four Folkworks. And the answer you're asking, thing, was they on the same time that Pokemon was on? I don't know. I believe that at least that drawing show got a greater time slot, greater time. when it was on UPN and WB. Because I don't think my show got good on it, though. Now, you might wonder, am I angry over this? No, it was sad, you know, that my show didn't really get a fair shot. I mean, on YTV in the Settled my show was on a good time slot. And YTV ran my show from 9 between 95, 9 between 97, until about, until 2003 YL when the deal came to an end. So at the end of the day, only three out of those folk works ever did. And since YTV was in a Settled land, no one would ever know that that was another folk work I was on. But yeah, there's not really much I can do about it. It is what it is. It would be like talking about the Mite Keepers and saying, well, they had a good time on Fox and ABC Ken and Toon Disney or Drawing Disney or Nickelodeon or, Netflix. It goes, you were looking up Pokemon. It aired at 6 a.m. on weekdays. Well, yeah. At the end of the day, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't know. So most likely, Pokemon may have gotten a bad deal too by UPN and WB and Fox. They may have gotten them about 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock. You never know. Well, they got a bad time too. Now, anyway, I'm gonna have some of my other friends come on, and I know that when I do this, I used to make these real long live streams, and now they're not really that long anymore. Well, I mean, they're long. Some of the longest films I make are live streams. So, yeah. But it still made me. And you know what? If it wasn't for a followership in my followership called Save Our Sailors or SOS or Keep Our Sailors, whatever you want to call them, if it wasn't for these folks, then my show would never gotten the USA deal or the cartoon deal. Let's be earnest about that. I mean, so yeah. Well, as you can see, there's my other friends. Well, we're all dolls, by the way. So I guess I'll bring other folks on with me. So it's just not me, being a meatball head the whole time. And as you wonder, yes, this is my Irwin Toy 2001 YL doll. A lot of folks like to give shit to Bandai for how they made the dolls, but keep in mind both Irwin and Bandai were making the dolls the same way between 95 YL till 2001 YL. And the truth was that Irwin Toy would first sell all the dolls that Bandai first made before they would start making their own takes on them. And I'll be right back because I gotta get one of my, like I told you, I was gonna have my friends on, have the inners. Well, so Sailor Moon, you want to make this live stream learning? Oh no, don't start now, Sailor Mercury. We don't have to make a live stream learning. Folks already get enough of that when they went to learn, or a guild, or a followership, or something. I mean, folks already gave me shit for doing Sailor Says back in the day. Well, the way I look at it, Sailor Moon, the way I look at it, Serena, you're never old to stop learning. Learning should never, learning should be something you do your whole life. I mean, yeah, not everyone has to go to a followership or a guild. I mean, that is their choosing. but you should never ever give. You should always keep on learning new things. Learning should never be just only for learn and that's it. Well, I understand that, you know, but what I need to say is we don't have to make this live stream some kind of learning thing. Yeah, I think that's what you're doing, Sailor Moon. I mean, that's what you're doing, Serena. You're talking about your past, your time when your show was in North Vinland, at least in a 4-1 Reichs in a settled land, from 9 between 95 YL to 20 YL. Did you talk about how fucked up your things were when your show was in the 4-1 Kingdom, or when it was in the Southern Land, or New Zealand, or all the other English-speaking lands? Oh, no. Because I heard that some folks over in the 4-1 Kingdom and in the Southern Land and New Zealand and all the other English-speaking lands, they didn't get Sailor Moon until 9 between 96 YL. And it seemed to be like half and half. They'd throw some followings of the first one, some followings of the 2-diff one, and they just keep running them over and over again. And I don't know, and it wouldn't be like 2 years later that they would get the fourth and the third and fourth followings. But yeah, at least the folks in the 4-1 Reichs in the Setterland got Sailor Moon good. Yeah, it got skimmed by Deacon Cloverway, true, but it wasn't. But at least you got what you got from it instead of getting only half and slights of it if you were in the 4-1 Kingdom at the time. Yeah, that's what I was saying. And I know some folks wonder why we didn't get a good time slot, why UPN and WB and Fox at the time did not give us a good time slot. Well, there were many other shows that were going on at the time, and no one wanted their show bumped for a newcomer show that had never been on the Folkwork before. So they said, well, we got nothing on at 6:30 or 5:30. Put it on there. Then when the watch time and looking doesn't come, we can bitch to Deke why we don't want to keep the show on anymore. Well, I guess someone is saying something. Someone is saying something now. Well, what you should know by now, UPN is no longer around. UPN is now WB, since both Warner and Columbia chose to take their WB and UPN folkworks and make them one folkwork. But at the time, and a lot of folks thinks that was not wonder why we got handled the way we got handled. Well, we're not going to guilt the mic keepers for that because they got good time. They got good time when they were on Fox and when they were on ABC and ABC Ken and Toon Disney or Wide Rolling Disney. When they were on Nickelodeon, yeah, it's when they started getting bad time slot. On Netflix, it's like whatever time they drop it. But we're not going to hold anything against the mic keeper for getting good time slot on any of those Sondra's folkworks they were on. At least the folks in the 4-1 Reichs got to see the mic keepers. The folks in a settled land, it got cleaned, cut, and they couldn't see it until years later because it was too much fighting going on. Yeah, it's those 4-1 Rikers again, showing all this fighting that we folk in a settled land we don't do. So yeah. Well, I don't mean to talk about the lawmaking of the 4-1 Reichs in a settled land, but mic keepers didn't really get handled well on YTV. Like we handled well on WB and UPN and USA and Cartoon, but at least we got handled well in those. Yeah, and at the end of the day, Why do you think that why do you, at the end of the day, I don't know why it says, I was watching Salem. I said, I was wearing my Sailor Moon shirt. Where did you get yours from? I think it was from Macy's, I believe is where we got it from. That's where we got that Sailor Moon shirt that we have from time to time. Now, yeah, we might not have every single Sailor Moon thing ever made. You know, we might not got every single film and disc ever made, and like some of the folks in the Sailor Moon followership do, the ones that sometimes choose to gatekeep or choose to go, oh, well, this is wrong. You know, the ones that will gatekeep or say that this is not, or is beneath them, or if they don't think that, or, oh, you took them out of the box. So, well, I got it. All right. Sailor Mercury's got to go. And believe it or not, she don't got no underwear on. Thank you for telling everyone that, Sailor Moon. Thank you so much, Serena. Thank you for letting me know the seller that we bought from Amazon or Strong Woman back around the 9th month, I think, of 2009 YL, lost my underwear or kept my underwear or took it off and then couldn't put it on anymore. Well, we guy says, oh, the most earnest thing about the Bloodway is they think that Jason Uso or Jason Brother is not frightened of Roman, need be a little more frightened than James is, James Uso, a brother. And he is frightened, but not scared of Solo Sikoa. Yeah, now we're talking about the Bloodway now. Well, yeah, to be earnest with you, Sailor Moon says, I ain't frightened of him either. I mean, we beat him once in our YouTube fairway. It was like sometime last year. Oh, yeah, Sailor Mars says. I mean, and he lost the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings like last year to like Jack Sparrow. So he wasn't really much of a threat either. But anyway, So, Sailor Moon, now you chose to do this live stream, Serena, Sailor Moon, and you're not going to tell me about it. Well, I didn't know I was going to do one until about 5:30 in the afterday. Well, now it's 6 in the evening now. 5 in the evening, now 6 now. I kept thinking about it. And, yeah. Well, Sailor Moon, Serena, that I would make a great showrunner. You need someone like me to run your YouTube run your YouTube or U-Way or U-Side fairway right. Oh, is that right, Sailor Mars? Is that right, Ray? You think that you would be a good showrunner for my thing? You think you'd be a good showrunner for my fairway? That I don't think so. I mean, everybody likes to put you on the Glee gathering. They should put you on the boring gathering. I've been on a lot of Glee gatherings for shows, and I know that I could do good. So that's why I'm choosing to make myself the showrunner. I call myself the head inner working follower, the head crafting follower, the showrunner, the head of crafting. Well, if you even take any of those ranks, you're answering to me, Sailor Mars. You're answering to me, Ray. And I don't really think I need you as a showrunner of my fairway. Yeah, you do. Don't start that shit with me, Sailor Moon. Start on me, Serena. You know that you need me as a showrunner. You know that I'm the nearest thing in the Sailor Moon world that folks have to Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Oh, so now you're saying I'm something like Vince McMahon? Yeah. No. No, well, yeah. Tell me, what are you going to do to make my fairway bigger than it already is? Well, first off, I wouldn't have a meatball head like you be on the show all the time. You don't really know what to do. I can come up with some really cool things that help bring us all this watch time. Yeah, well, you tell me what these cool thoughts are. Well, first off, how about all the things we did in the past on Sailor Moon Red and Sailor Moon Red 1 and Sailor Moon's Red 2 and Sailor Moon's Best 1 and Sailor Moon's Best 2 and Sailor Moon on YouTube and Sailor Red 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, you can never go back and make those films again, Sailor Mars. You can't go back and you can't do something the same way you've done it twice. I mean, you can't go back and do it the way you did it the first time. Yeah, well, I think I can. Oh, yeah. You think you can go back and you can do all those films we once did? Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I think I can, Sailor Moon. Need be, we can't make the film the way we once made it, but we can make those films again, you meatball head. You're like Vince McMahon, always fucking up folks' shit. Well, it's my show. Yeah, it's your show, all right. You know what, Sailor Mars? You want to be the head inner working follower. You want to be the head crafting follower. You want to be the head showrunner follower. You want to be the head of crafting. Fine. But I still have the last say on anything you do. Yeah. All right. I'm going to get started. Well, then do that. You stick your tongue on me. Yeah, well, over my dead body, she thinks she's going to. Well, I shouldn't say over my dead body because that's not a good thing to say. But, like I should say, bring someone else on here. We got some other things watching here. Other folks in a shout out box. Someone wrote, "This is the best show ever." Someone wrote, like Vince. It goes, "Cool show. Cream of the crop," someone writes down. "Only like the moon, cream of the crop rises to the top." Oh, what happened? Oh, what happened? All right. I already see. Hold on. You're more answerable out of two, right? I don't know about that. Well, let's see. First, we had Sailor Mercury, which could be more near to Nick Kong. Then we had Sailor Mars, which would be near to Hunter Hearst Helmsley. And what would you be more near to? I guess I'd say Road Dogg. Oh, okay, whatever. So we started our YouTube live stream off. I was talking about how we got such a bad deal back in the day with UPN and WB and USA and Cartoon, about how we got bad time booking, about how the Mic Keepers did not get that bad time on Fox and and ABC and ABC Ken and Toon Disney or Live Drawing Disney, or at least with Nickelodeon or either with Netflix. Well, you do know, Sailor Moon, that we got our own folk work on Pluto, and then The Mike Keepers got their folk work on Tubi. On Roku. My mistake. One, yeah. I knew about that, I know about that, Sailor Jupiter. I know all about that, Lita. Our folk work came out first. Toei made our folk work first. Then Hasbro learned about that and said, well, Mike Keepers need one too. Not that we have anything against the Mike Keepers. We don't. So what were you and Sailor Mars, what were you and Ray having a fight over? Her wanting to be the showrunner of my show and thinking that she knows more about my show than I do. As if. The name's Sailor Moon in a name. Oh, do you remember that meeting we had like many months ago when we were choosing to either have you or keep you? Yeah, the oversight you told me. Can't be a ditz, can't be a klutz, can't be a saw baby. Yeah, that kind. Well, you know that at the end of the day, we all know it's your show. It's our show. Your name's in it. But at the end of the day, don't be angry over that. Yeah, Ray, Sailor Mars could be a good showrunner. You did see that one following in the Tudor following of the show called Mars Day, Ray's Day in the Spotlight. Or, that one following of the third following when we had to go help her friend Maya, who was a drummer. Yeah, I said that she should have been put on the boring gathering instead of being on the Glee gathering. Yeah, and if I didn't forget that day, we were all spot on her because we thought she had a new friend. Yeah, she was like, I already have 5 good friends. That's already enough. It says, oh, someone wrote down something. It said, your gathering is amazing. And I'll follow. Thank you. Someone wrote something, cool show. Yeah. Our Sailor Moon doll gathering came over the years. Started from 2008 YL. Came mostly from Amazon or Strong Woman. Some of them from eBay. But that's as far as it went. And one from the Salvation Army. Or helping Fighting Arm, Give Middle, and Give and Thrift Shop. But we all know that all the earnest Sailor Moon doll gatherers, all their dolls either come from eBay or Etsy. And most of them came from there. Well, Sailor Mini Moon came from some website back in the day called Anime Toys or Drawing Show Toys, which is no longer around. Does your head look crooked? No. It must be the light. Shit. No, that's just the way my head looks. It's not crooked. Well, a lot of folks want to ask me what happened to this thing that holding my hair instead. Well, they broke off somewhere in 23rd between YL. And I didn't have no over sticky ooze to put anything back on my hair. So I had to take this bind my hair up. And if I ever get beads one day, I could over sticky ooze some beads on there. And that might take its stead. But as of right now, I still haven't had a heal for that. And you know what, Serena? You know what, Sailor Moon? You got these earnest doll gatherers that say, I'm an earnest doll gatherer, and I never take the doll out of the box because I'm an earnest doll gatherer. Well, don't they know that by keeping the dolls in the box over time, that the bindings and everything else besmirches a doll? So even if they think they're keeping a doll well, over time it besmirches it. Yeah, you're right, Sailor Jupiter. You're right, Lita. But the earnest doll gatherers, as they call themselves, don't want to hear that because they think they're going to be trading in their dolls at some trade-in shop, or they're going to give them away to some thrift shop, or going to sell them at some, large sale, or house sale or something, or they think they're going to be giving away at some small shop somewhere, and they think they're going to get a lot of geld for it because they kept it in the Irwin toy box or the Bandai box or whatever. But the truth is, I don't think they are. And so we might be seen as the black sheep of the Sailor Moon followership by some, because we don't always behave and do all the things everybody else does. But I think, who cares what others think of us? I gotta go now. No, I meant that Sailor Jupiter has to go. All right. I said all the inners were going to be in this live stream, and that also means that you're going to see Sailor Venus and you're going to see Sailor Minimoon, and before the film ends, you're also going to see Sailor Earth. It's like, here I am. Well, we really don't have. Well, Sailor Moon, it looks like you doing a live stream. Yeah, I am. Well, we got 3 watchers, 6 thumbs up. Well, it was about 5 or 6, and then they all started to leave on us. Wow, Sailor Venus. Mina, I just want to say, who do you think you would be? I don't know. So, anyway, the way I look at this is that I think, see, what a lot of folks don't know is that my book came out first. And I didn't have no drawing show, that's true, but my book came out before Sailor Moon's book came out. And then I was a sailor fighter long before the rest of them were. Yeah, I know, Sailor Venus. I know, Mina. Your book came out before my book came out. You became a sailor fighter sometime before the rest of us became sailor fighters. We only, we know that. All right? And I do know how sometimes you look like you're caught doubling of me. Come on, Sailor Moon. Come on, Serena. I can't help it that my 2 books, they made me behave the same way you behaved. Well, I could tell you what, Sailor Venus. I'll tell you what, Mina. Why is it that everything that I was doing, it was almost like you were doing it first? What do you mean? I don't know. Being a ditz, being a klutz. Hey, sometimes we all can be ditzes and klutzes, It's that I wonder how the show would have been good if Pokemon would have made Sailor Moon, if they would have made a Sailor Moon film game. Well, they made many Sailor Moon film games, but sadly, none of them really came out. None of them were only in Dawnland only. But I take that back. Sailor Venus's game did come out, and my arcaded game, whatever you want to call that, did come out. But that was on the Sega Dreamcast. But that was like years later. But all the old Sailor Moon games and the new ones never did come outside of Dawnland. Yeah. And speaking of this little thing, why is it that why is it that even though my book came out before you and I had a film game, but why I never had a drawing show? Well, I mean, where's the Sailor V drawing show at? Never had one. Well, don't look at me. I had truly nothing to do with it. You know? Oh, shit. It's too hot in here. I have to open the window up now. You know? Well, I'm sorry. I didn't have nothing to do with that. You know? But you should know I'm the only Sailor Moon doll that ever came from a thrift shop. That I came from the Salvation Army or the Helping Fighting Arms, give middle and thrift shop. Yes, we know that. I know that a lot, Sailor Venus. We know that, Mina. I bring it up a lot. Well, Sailor Moon, Serena. That was the only time that ever happened. And sadly, you never really seen it happen ever again. Oh, sorry for that burp. Well, I gotta go now. Well, before I end this YouTube live stream, gotta have one more on here. Oh. Well, they still make film games to this day. Oh. Hi, Sailor Earth. Hi, Ernest. Hi, Serena. Hi, Meatball Head. Hey, only my friends can call me that. Well, I am one of your fellow sailor fighters, and I would also be your friend, so I guess I got that right to call you that. What is your beloved film game? Well, my film games. Those are my beloved ones. And mostly I like those are my beloved ones. Yeah. So I know in the Sailor Moon followership that there are some folks who are not open minded to me being Sailor Earth. Some are not. Some of them out there get all irked and say, well, Naiko Takiguchi never made a Sailor Earth, so there is no Sailor Earth. And some folks are open minded to it, some folks are not. But there's something that Code Name Sailor Earth said, or was it be Hidden Name Sailor Earth said once, that there's many Sailor Earths, and they all belong to the same followership. That every world has some Sailor Earth. And that means a lot. So coming from back in the day, when you would get gatekeep for that kind of thing. So this was like, see, I didn't show up. No, I didn't show up in Sailor Moon's world until about 2009 YL, but I didn't show up as a doll until 2011 YL. And somewhere around that time, there was someone on YouTube, she's no longer around anymore, called Sailor Moon Fan Dubber or Sailor Moon Lover, speaker. And she got all irked and angry over me being Sailor Earth and made this whole film talking about how I had no right to do it and I was slighting Naiko Takeuchi or Takenchi or whatever you say, or kin name. And I need to be ashamed of myself. But that was uncalled for. And that sadly was gatekeeping. Yeah, well, you're right. You see Sailor Earth, you see Ernest. There was no need for that. What we did on our old what we did in our old fairways and what we do now doesn't really have to follow the oversights that were set by the Toei business or Aldeline Nio Goldings or Naiko Takeuchi herself. I think she would be happy to know that Sailor Moon that a lot of folks around the world like Sailor Moon and, and stuff and things. So I don't think she would be all irked over it. Well, you're right about that, Sailor Moon. You see, Serena, you're probably all true about that. But that was gatekeeping back in the day, and that was what we're that was what we were gatekeeped on. Another thing we were gatekeeped on was for liking the DiC offshoot of Sailor Moon or liking the Cloverway offshoot of Sailor Moon, because apparently before Viz got the right to work with Sailor Moon and put it into English, DiC and Cloverway had the rights a long time ago. And a lot of folks hate the DiC offshoot of Sailor Moon. 9 between 95 YL to 9 between 98 YL. Cloverway, or Pioneer offshoot of Sailor Moon, or whatever, 20 YL. So a lot of folks hate those ones. So if you said you liked the DiC one or the Cloverway one or both, then you got gatekeeped on that. Oh, you're not a true Sailor Moon follower if you love the DiC one or the Cloverway one, what some folks would say. Well, it looks like we're gonna have to, bring this YouTube live stream to an end sooner or later. I gotta put Ernest Sailor Earth back. Come on, Calvin, fall out. But, so he let me give out these likenesses he used to give out to folks back in the day. If you thought that Sailor Venus was making offshoot drawings of herself, he made drawings of himself too. So I'll show them off to you. And these are the drawings of what he looks like as Sailor Earth. And he would always give these out to folks, put his name on it. Or what he'd do is, he'd do something and he'd draw himself. Then he'd say, well, you've been helped by Sailor Earth. Fighter of goodness and kindness, or whatever it was. Well, he did that before he ended up coming to the team. It's just like Mina, Ernest started out not knowing, being the last one to be awakened, and spent some time at Sailor Earth before he ended up getting to Dawnland and becoming one with us. And everyone to this day will keep on asking, when are we going to get a back saga or a back tale on how he became Sailor Earth? Well, I don't know. I haven't really written that one out. So, anyway, I just want to say want to say thank you to everyone who came on my YouTube live stream. I have to go now, but I'll see you all soon. And I'm sorry that this live stream was a long one, but not as long as some of the ones that, we did in the past. But I'll see you all around. All right. Sailor Moon Serena, I'll see you later. Bye.